Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah walhamdulillah wassalatu wassalam ala Sayyidina Muhammad. My name is Najat and welcome to our episode 7 of Quran's Rules and Tools series. Now let's have a look at the recap from last video. We practiced reading words with the three short vowels, in the same time revising all of what we've learned so far. Today's lesson covers an advanced level. That's why it's a very important topic, the Sukoon. It includes lots of rules which help in reading the Holy Quran, inshallah. But before I start, I'd like to answer an important question that I've been asked many times by my young students when they reach this level. What is the best way to read the Holy Quran, and is it complicated? Well, there are two classic ways which have been taught for hundreds of years and were very successful. First one, talqeen, which means you copy the person who's teaching you. It could be a teacher or a sheikh. Second one, tajweed, which is an advanced level. You need to learn the rules in details in addition to the recitation. Well, it's not complicated, but designed for native speakers or children who were taught to read the Holy Quran from a young age. So this is the problem. The Arabic language is your second language, even for our new Arabic generation in Australia. So to let you absorb it and encourage you to learn, we have to try to talk your language. I don't mean English only, but the way you think. We're in the era of speed. You want to learn. I believe it, but you don't have the patience. So I try to find a balance between what you want and what you need. And what I did, I started with few lessons covering the basic rules in simple way so you can start reading the Holy Quran with baby steps. Then every episode while practicing the verses, I'll extract one new rule to focus on. This way you can go in two parallel lines together, rules and fluency. This is my plan. And inshallah, after finishing Juz Amma, you'll be able to read the whole Holy Quran by yourself. And if you want to take a further step and teach, it will be easy for you. You'll need to go with the rules in more details and practice. Until then, let's go back to our lesson, the Sukoon. What is Sukoon? It's this symbol on top of a letter. And the letter with Sukoon in Arabic is called a Sakin letter. Now, as a rule, a second letter can't be pronounced by itself. It has to be joined with the letter before it, and only the sound of the second letter is pronounced. I'll give you an example. Qul, we have here lam that has a sukoon on top, so I have to join it with the letter before it, the qaf, and give the sound of lam, like this. Qul. Let's practice another examples the same way and repeat after me, please. Min, حو قص فم قف ري هم. You can now even read words. I'll read, you repeat after me. صيف فصل خوف خسر يوم يفعل خلقت. What you have to do, you look for the second letter, you join it with the letter before it, and read the other letters as learned before. I have a note here. In the Holy Quran, a second letter can be written with a sukoon on top of it, or can be written with neither a sukoon nor a short vowel, fatha, dhamma, or kasra above it. Now, when I was studying tajweed, I slowly recognized the difference between them. But it wasn't until I started teaching non-native speakers that I realized my need to do further research in this topic so that I could pass on the knowledge more easily to my students from the beginning. This led me to explain the sukoon differently than the classic way. I'll do it according to how we read the Holy Quran. So what I did, I divided the second letters in two groups. second letter that always carry the sukoon on top. This what I'll start with it in this video. Second one, second letter that sometimes carry the sukoon on top and sometimes for special cases don't in the next videos. Now there is only one letter, the alif, that doesn't need to carry the sukoon because it's always sakin, while the other letters can carry fatha, dhamma or kasra. Let's talk about a group of second letters that always carry the sukoon on top. Those letters are called qalqala in Arabic or vibration. They are qaf, ta, ba, jim, and dal. You can read it qutbijad. So what is qalqala? It's the disturbance of the letter as it's pronounced, but only if it's sakin. So when you see the sukoon on top of those 5 letters, remember to make the qalqala. Let's practice them, but notice that the letters qaf and ta are from the heavy letters, so the qalqala with them is stronger. Repeat after me. Aqo, iqo, uqo. Ato, ito, uto. Ab, ib, ub. Aj, ij, uj. Ad, id, ud. Now let's practice with words, and we have 3 groups. The qalqala in the middle or at the end of the word, but you are continuing recitation. Let's read it. تقبل أطعمهم قبلهم ليجزي ويدخلكم. Now, second group, qalqala at the end of the word. Let's read again. ولد فلق يربط حطب يخرج. But hang on, those words don't end with sukoon, so there is no qalqala. Yes, there is qalqala. Because in Arabic, when we stop reading at the end of the verse or even when pausing in the middle of the verse, we have to make sakin the last letter of the word we stop at. Example, walada becomes when we stop, walad. And another point, the qalqala at the end of the word is stronger than in the middle. Now repeat after me. Walada, when stopping becomes walad. فلق فلق يربط يربط حطب حطب يخرج يخرج. Now the third group is even stronger. That's when we stop with a letter ending with shadda. I'll explain about the shadda in details in the last lesson, but now I can give you a brief idea about it. The shadda is a small W on top of the letter. It doubles the letter. The first one must be sakin and the second had the short vowel on top of the shadda. I'll give you an example. Jaddu, dal has the shadda. It means two dal. First one sakin, so I have to join it with the letter jim, and the second has dhamma, so I read it jaddu. But if I stop, I have to change the second letter to sakin too. Let's read now. Al-haqqu. We have two qaf. First one sakin, a second one had the dhamma. If I stop, it becomes al-haqqu. Two qaf. Watabba. Stopping. Watab. Hajja. Hajj. Madda. Madd. And now let's have a rest and read today's dua. What we have to say when leaving the home. Bismillah, tawakkaltu ala Allah, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. In the name of Allah, I place my trust in Allah, and there is no might nor power except with Allah. The Prophet ﷺ said, 2 angels will be protecting you from all harm throughout the day, inshallah. And now, don't forget to like, share, and comment for the next video, inshallah. والسلام عليكم وبأمان الله.